I currently have nearly 500 mil in my Flipping to a Hyperion series. Along the way, I have shown over 100 different profitable flips in the space of about 6 months. Today, I'm going to answer the question that will lead to you becoming rich, and that is, how do I find my flips? The answer is not as glamorous as you might think, but it will transform your profile if you learn it. Alright, I get asked a lot, how do I find my flips? So in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating exactly that. So basically, my goal for this video is that I'm going to find a Bazaar flip that's really good and hopefully makes me a good amount of profit, an auction house flip that's really good and makes me a good amount of profit, and a craft flip. And I'm going to go through the whole process, start to finish, and basically go over anything that pops into my head about these things. It would be better for you to know how to find new flips and what to look for and those things versus basically me just straight up giving you flips to do. If you're looking for straight flips to do, there'll probably be some in this video as well. So, all right, first things first, let's do auction house. Now, I want to go over one thing really quickly, is that there is absolutely nothing glamorous about the way that I find flips. There's probably 100 better ways, but this is the way that I make flips happen. I've got NEU installed, which is a mod. If you don't know anything about NEU, where have you been? So we've got this arrow over here. If I hover over this, we have all of these pages, which is every item in the entirety of Skyblock, which is great because I want to know of any flip that exists, like any potential flip. What we're looking for here is potential items. The first thing I'm going to show is how to auction house flip. What I'm looking for is potential items, and the way that I determine what a potential item is I'm looking for an item that has a good amount of sales per day. Let's have a look at Aspect of the Dragons here. This has 334 sales a day. That is way too many. You're going to get undercut. There's going to be a bunch of people looking to buy, like, scrape the bottom here, so they're going to try and pick up every flip that comes in here. It's just, in my opinion, it's not worth it. I think that there are better ways to flip. So let's have a look. I'm looking for an item that has somewhere around sort of 20 sales per day. And literally, at this point, I am looking for anything that looks even remotely good. This is sort of interesting to me. It does have low sales per day. Low sales per day here. Kind of just an item that I've never seen before. I've never flipped this item before. Let's just have a look here. Let's just look at the helmet. Alright, let's have a look. So we have... Kinda looks like there's a flip there. I could buy two. So I could buy this one for 8.8 mil and this one here for 11 mil. And then list them up at 13 mil. But this is the thing, it makes me very nervous buying an item like this because I have never flipped it before, first of all. And there's always the chance that it just gets undercut. Nah, let's not. I'll explain why I'm not going to buy this item. If we have a look at the ends in amount of time, that's been up for, at the absolute minimum, that's probably been up for 24 hours or potentially 2 days. Probably it hasn't been the lowest by now for the whole time, but that's a long time. I don't really want to wait. This one here is 6 days, so that's at least been up for a while as well. No doubt there's money to be made here, but I'm not going to bother with it. For the auction house, I think, and there is absolutely no reason for this right at this very second. I'm actually looking for an armor set, some pieces of armor, with about 10 sales a day. I've actually done some craft flips of this Ember gear here. I've actually not just tried to straight flip it, and it's got about the right amount of sales per day that I'd like to do. So let's do the Ember chestplate because it's the most expensive. The reason I'd like to do that is because I think it's going to lead to more money. Gee, I have to do a lot. I'm looking for any flip at all. This one, if I wanted to buy this item, I'd have to buy basically 9 of them, and I don't think I'm willing to buy 9 of these. Or am I? Am I willing to buy 9 of these today? Alright, let's have a look. So Ember chestplate takes 8 Ember fragments. Let's have a look at Ember fragments. Ember fragments are currently 180,000 coins each. 180,000. Let's go times 8. So that's going to make them, each of them cost 1.4 mil. So if I raise the price to 2.2 mil, that's going to make this profitable to buy all these. But if I have a look at Ember Fragments, if I bought all of these, oh my gosh, this is like too meta, way too meta. 180k each, and raised it to 230k. I'm hoping this is making sense, but this is just the way that my brain works, unfortunately. 230 times 8 is 1.8 mil. It's still going to be profitable. Yeah, it's not going to be doable, really. So, alright, win some, you lose some. And this is the thing, like, when I show my videos, very rarely will I show items that I didn't manage to buy. This is sort of the back end of me finding a flip. So, pause just 1 second. Alright, this is very interesting to me. We are looking at farmer boots here, farmer gear. I'm looking at crafting right now. If we look at this, it's going to cost me 51k to make a helmet. I can list it for 400k. That is a straight up no-brainer, in my opinion. Unless that's not exactly correct. Let's have a look. What's the recipe? Beauty of this of NEU is that you can actually see the recipe. Enchanted hay bales. Alright, enchanted hay bales, I need 5 of them per. So let's go here. Enchanted hay bale. How much is the price difference between the two? 1,000 each. That's fine. I'm not interested in waiting. Let's do 15. That is not a 5, I'm telling you right now. So that's going to cost me 160k, 159k, and I'm making helmets today. There we go. So I've bought these for 159k, and they are apparently worth 400k each. Jeez. Alright, let's do 398k. So remember, all of these cost me nothing, and I can sell them for something. What I'm showing you here is that I go through this list, and I just look for anything that stands out to me. So, and right now, that is standing out to me a lot. The fact that this costs virtually nothing. Like this, and the only problem is that you need wheat 9, but I think that you could get wheat 9 pretty quickly. Doesn't matter, if you don't have it, then you don't have it, but it seems like something that you can do pretty quickly. Let's have a look at Ancient Final Destination. How about I learn how to spell? See, this is kind of more what I'm interested in doing. There's still so many though, like... Alright, so I have just searched Ancient Final Destination, and I'm looking at the first page here, and I've noticed something. I want you to try and work out what it is that I have noticed. I'm going to give you like 5 seconds to work it out. We're looking at Ancient Final Destination helmet. On the first page of all of the Ancient, there is absolutely none. Then on the second page, there is one here for 2.4 mil. Ancient costs a little bit over 1 million coins to add to an item. So if we look at buying one of the lowest buy it now Final Destination helmets, and then adding Ancient to it, then which is going to cost me about 1.6 mil, and then we can list it up for 2.4 mil. It's a little bit of a mess around to do, but I think it's going to be worthwhile. Let's just buy the first 3. Alright, so we bought 3 precursor gear. I'm just going to buy it instantly. I'm going to buy 3. Wow, this is really, they're actually quite cheap. And then we're going to head over here and add these to this. Always get this wrong every single time. I'll never get it right as long as I live. Gee, it's actually even much less than a mil. I thought it was a mil to add this, but it is not. It is very cheap. So these cost me, each of these helmets cost me 612,000 coins. Each of the precursor gears cost me 560k, so let's call it 600k. So it's basically 1.2 mil per helmet that I just made here. Now I'm going to go and buy some experience bottles, again, just to make them look a little bit more appealing. 6 should be plenty. I'm not really looking, I'm just going to add growth and protection to all 3 of them. Alright, there we go, we added those on there. So again, they cost me about 1.2 million coins. First helmet, again, is 2.4 mil. So if I just put these up for 2398k. So we are making over 1 million coins on each of those. That is what we like to see. We've done a craft flip. Let's have a look at what we've got so far. We've got 6 auctions in here. We have 3 farmer helmets and 3 things. You could argue that that was a craft flip as well, but look, it goes through a lot of the mentality that I go through when buying and selling things like that. Now, it's time for us to go through the Bazaar. Again, the one thing that you're going to learn here is that it's not glamorous. It's not like I don't have some sort of crystal ball or magic method of finding items. I basically look for items that have good margin, which is a good difference between a buy and sell. What do I classify as a good margin? Don't know. Don't actually know. Like, depends on, I guess, how much the item costs. But say this here, if for this to be a good margin, I would say if it was 2,000 coins to buy this item and 3,000 to sell it, I'd probably buy a few. But so first thing we're going to look for is a margin. So let's have a look in here. And again, this is as simple as it gets. I just hover over every item and go, this is not good. This is good. That doesn't look too bad. So, all right, now that we've found an item with a relatively good margin, that looks pretty good to me. It's 1.3k, more or less. And the next thing I look at is how many insta buys and insta sells every 7 days. And this is important because if I find an item that is basically got a really good margin, but the insta buys and insta sells are 0, then there's no point obviously buying it. But if I find an item that has got a good margin but the buy and sell are extremely high, like 50k and above, it's probably not worth buying because it's just going to get undercut, which means because everybody's changing the price constantly, it's like, yeah, who knows what's going to happen to that item. Too volatile for me. So let's have a look at compactors. Let's create a buy order. And the other thing is, like, it doesn't hurt me to have a buy order in of this item. Like, it doesn't hurt me at all. Let's keep looking for another item. I should clarify that I'm not looking to do a craft flip or anything like that in the Bazaar here. I just want to show how I find a straight Bazaar to Bazaar buy order to sell order flip. Power stones. I've had some success with power stones in the past. Okay, this is interesting. Hazmat Enderman. We have a bit of like a 25k margin, so between buy and sell, and about 10k insta buys and insta sales. This looks good, so I'm going to place an order of 256. That's 16 mil. May as well throw that in. Have I bought anything? Negative. So here we have an item that has got an insane margin, 2 mil to 8 mil. But the problem is that insta buys and insta sales are really low. So I'm going to create a buy order just for the memes. Oh, we have an item to buy. Hazmat Enderman has bought. Again, this is 250k to 1.15 mil. I'm going to create a buy order. Again, literally for the memes. There's absolutely no reason to do this because I expect never to get this item ever. I'm honestly so surprised that I haven't been outdated. I've got a mod called Bazaar Notifier installed that lets me know when somebody has placed an order. But I am not getting undercut, so this is like the best day of my life. We're just kind of looking along here. What in the world? What is 2k to 450? Who is messing with this? Look at this. This is crazy. I know that it's only 280 and 220 insta buys and insta sales respectively, but 2k to 450k? Something's up here. And here we go. There's my first being outdated. I'm actually not gonna bother refixing it because I cannot be bothered. I'm gonna be real with you because it's never gonna buy in a million years. So where I think Bazaar flipping is better than auction house flipping is that it doesn't hurt you to place an order for something. Whereas in Bazaar, if you do an auction house flip, you have to buy an item for you to actually try it. So that is harmful to your health. So there's an argument to be made for buying this item here. I'm actually going to place a buy order. The reason why there's a question mark around it is you have to buy so many to actually make any good profit. Like when you've got as much money as I do at the moment, I'm not trying to brag or anything. We want to sort of make percentage increases in our money, and the best way to do that, in my opinion, on the Bazaar front, is to find an item that's really quite expensive. So Let's quickly make a buy order for this and then fix the other item. Just 2.2 mil. This is an item that I flip regularly. I've shown it off a bunch of times, and it still is just insane. Like, look at the margin on this. It's 2.8 to 3.5k insta buys and insta sells, and there's about a 400k margin on it. That's like exactly what you want. Let's do 100 of these. Can I afford 100 of those? 340 mil. Why not? Let's go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave all of these items in for a moment. Oh, I got a bulky stone. I bought that for 206,000, or even less even, and I'm going to list it for 1.1. What's the go there? Why do I have that item? Hazmat Enderman. The thing that I'm really looking for when it comes to the Bazaar is consistent and fast money, basically, and like obviously. Yeah. Let's see how long I can keep this this one for all flip going until I get outdated. All right, mystery solved. The answer is about 16.5 seconds, and I can buy one. Honestly, not bad. I bought that for 3.4. You see it, 350k. Got it outdated on the compactors here. It's probably not fast enough for me to care. If you had a low amount of money, this seems to be a good flip. 2 cents on that item. Alright, that was a lot longer that time for me to get outdated, but if you have a look here, we've got the one that we listed to sell is now gone. That is done. Do we have anything else sold? Not really. And here is the question I'm really hoping to see. Okay, we got 2. That's pretty good. So that cost us 6.8 mil, and we can list that up for 7.5. Like, that's really good. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna make that order again because like it is, for whatever reason, people are not gluing onto this flip. I've used it so many times. Alright, sell offer for the compactors was filled. Let's go. I made 30k. Hey, it's honestly sick. We got some beating hearts here. That was 50k that I just collected, and I'm gonna list it back up for 85k. Again, that'd be a nice flip if you were sort of lower on the economic scale. Let's cancel this. It's clear that this flip, they're not fantastic. Let's just be real. Alright, we're going to try this item here. Again, we're just going to give it a test here. So this is 1.74 to 1.95. Let's just buy 7. Because that's how many I feel like buying, and literally no other reason. And this is what it looks like. If you were wondering what the behind the scenes of any particular video of mine where I'm flipping, this is sort of what it looks like. So if you think of like the A to Z series where I'm flipping for 1 hour straight, and there's like a cut in time of 15 minutes, I'm literally looking through these items, assessing whether or not they're worth buying. Alright, and I've been outdated on one for all. Let's see. I managed to buy exactly 0. This is interesting. It's like 500k on this item. We have a look. The first Master Star is 500k and a good amount of insta buys and insta sell. Basically have a feeling that if I manage to get any of these, I'll be able to sell it pretty easily. Alright, finally outdated on this these goblin eggs here. So I bought that for 1.74. I'm selling for 1.93, so we'll see how that goes. That's just under 200k if it manages to sell. Alright, so now that we've got a bunch of different feeler items, let's call them, all I'm doing now is just watching the chat, and whatever it tells me has been done, I fix. So this has just been outdated, so we're going to sell this. Booster cookies have completely filled, so we're going to buy this. Let's create a sell offer for this, and we're going to make a total of 500k, a bit over 500k there. And again, we're just looking at this now, and we're looking for something that stands out to us. So if I cancel that, I'm going to sell that instantly because it's obviously not the item, is it? Like, it cannot be because it's terrible. We have our first Master Star here. So let's first of all collect our booster cookie money and relist it up. Create a sell offer for, oh my gosh, 7.5 to 7.8, so that's 360k. Master Star was now sold. I'm now divulging. I think that it's understood now how I find these flips, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave these flips. So again, I want to go over these ones again. I've got these 6 flips that I managed to find before. These were the craft flips over here that I bought for 300 for basically nothing, and these ones here I bought for 1.2 mil each. We've got these 2 items that I'm just waiting to sell. So alright, and basically not much longer. We have all of the stock of stonks sold, and all of the one for all book that I had in there is also sold. So this actually cost me like 26.5 mil, and this is obviously costing me about 3.4 mil each time. So those are some pretty good flips. We're still waiting on these auction house stuff, but yep, it should be. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Hopefully I wake up in the morning and they're all sold, and I'll upload this video to you, and so you can see it with your own eyes. Just quickly here, these items have been undercut really bad. I'm just going to really quickly change those. Remember, I've only spent 1.2 million on them, so I am still making money. But this is the price I have to set the math if I actually want them to ever sell. And we are back. For those of you who are wondering, I will put the amount of money that I started this video off with on screen right now. Now, that's obviously not the main goal of this video. The main goal is that you walk away and are able to find a bunch of flips. But let's have a look. We are done. Here we go. So yeah, looks like I made just under 6 mil basically. So we take those.